ready, get ready, get ready. Here we go, here we go, here we go. Oh, yeah, it's me. It's your boy, the Louisiana Country Boy, along with my co-host, Carlito Diva. Ah, you know it's Monday. You know it's Monday. Here it is. Here it is. The longest running Monday podcast out here. Oh, it is the real conversation with a twist of humor. And we are here tonight. We are here live. One more Monday. One more Monday. Straight up competing with, we ain't even competing with the NFL because they end their season. We ain't even competing with them because we are better than them. We are consistent. We here every Monday. Every Monday. So, it's time to get it in, to get it on. Let's do it. What's going on, Ladeva?
Oh, well, so many things going on in the world. On Ricky Smiley's show, what's his name? Oh my gosh, can't think of Gary with the T. He always say, wonderful, wonderful morning in the neighborhood. I'm saying, what a wonderful day in the neighborhood. So many things happening. I know that you're not necessarily into the pop world. I'm into everything. I like to hear all kinds of stuff, from politics to pop culture to Beyonce not getting recognized for the CMAs to them choosing Kendrick Lamar or Lil Wayne, which is I'm fine with that. Just so many things happening in the world. And then tomorrow is the debate. Like I'm so but today was life for me. Lots of things happened, and I love it when lots and lots of things, exciting things are happening. So tonight I'm gonna tell y'all.
Hold on, Ladeva. Hold on. Yes, Tony, we live. We 100% live, Tony. We live. We up in it. Do not call your sister. We are live.
How do you know she was calling me? Oh, she was calling me.
Because she just checked. Look at the message. Look at the comments.
I see it now. My mouse was on top of it. So all of these things happening. When they talked about Tyrese is Tyrese Gibson, we know, is a singer, actor, blah 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 blah. He's kind of been losing a little bit. He fell in love with this beautiful woman. Because my title of this show was gonna be this: stop falling for the beautiful face and fall for the beautiful heart. Because you marry these people because they're beautiful. You go across the ocean and get these Dominican Republic, all these people. When there are beautiful people here, right here. But anyway, and then they come and there are lots of things that happen. In Tyrese's case, he fell in love with this beautiful, gorgeous woman, married the woman, had a little baby, and now they divorced. So his heart is absolutely broken. It's so broken that he's losing it, like mentally. He really needs to go and lay down on the couch and have some conversation with somebody. But what caught my eye yesterday and today was yesterday he came on and he was saying that he was probably going to go to jail today. I was paying Tyrese no pride mind because he always saying something out crazy. So I didn't even think nothing of it. What are you talking about? He's going to jail. But then today I tune into social media and Tyrese was in jail. Child took Tyrese to jail from the courthouse. So he was going to court today, and that's why he was saying, I might be going to jail tomorrow. But because, again, he does so much crazy stuff, nobody paid him no mind, including me, who always feel sorry for everybody. Anyway, so he goes to jail today. He goes to court today. He's owed $70,000 in child support or something to that effect. And then he owes $7,000 to the ex-wife. She broke his heart. I don't know what really went, but his heart is really broken. I don't know what he did. He did something. She did something. Who knows? But my question became as I was thinking about it. I do believe in child support, as I told you before, and I'm telling everybody, I do believe in child support for whoever the non-custodial parent is, whether it's male, woman, whatever. The non-custodial parent needs to give their part. But if you notice these stars, these celebrities, how much they are. Damn, what do a baby need with $7,000-$8,000 a month? I don't care what kind of. I don't care if their parents are baby. Why do they need that much child support? And does not paying child support? Do you think people should go to jail if they're behind their child to support. I mean, depending on what. Now, if he's just not paying child support because he don't want to, that's one thing. And I still don't think that means. I don't think you still should go. I just don't think you should go to jail for that. I don't. I think they should take your money out of your check or whatever checks you get into income tax, whatever them checks, whatever it is they do, take them. And I don't think you should go to jail for not paying child support. So I don't think that's a crime. I don't think that should be a crime. There's so many more other things that should be crimes, like the ex-president of the United States, on his 34 crimes that he was convicted of. You should go to jail for that, but not child support. Think about it now too. Tyrese sitting up in jail over some child support, but Donald Trump is around here hanging out, chilling, and he did all kinds of and found guilty. Like, okay, anyway, so that's where I'm at today.
He has yet to be sentenced.
Has yet to be said. Well, now they've moved the sentencing to after the election.
So you can't go to jail if
he's making his own rules. He gets his own.
That would.
Well, I guess what I'm saying. That's my point. They just did that the other day though, because they just made that decision. What, Friday? He was supposed to go to sentencing this week.
He didn't make that decision.
I made the decision.
Mm-hmm.
I didn't say he made the decision at all. I'm saying that they asked for it.
Just like Tyrese didn't make the decision. It's up to once more again. It's a little bit more than just cut and dry. That also goes back to again.
Well, I'm not saying cut and dry, but this is what we're gonna talk about today. We're not going into the abyss because we know what you believe about politicians, so we're not gonna touch that. But I really would hate for my daughter to become some famous politician who is a good person, very good-hearted person, just as well as I am, because I have definitely considered running for school board. I would hate for people to think, as good-hearted as I am, that I'm a crook because I decide that I want to run. I believe in my country enough, or my city and my community enough, that I'm a crook because I do that. I think that's a very unfair statement to put. Just like they say, don't put all men into one category, that all men are bad. I don't think all politicians are bad. I don't think they're all crooks because I'm not a crook. And it's something I've definitely been thinking about. I don't want to be like state and all that. I want to be maybe on the school board or something. But I'm not a crook just because I decide, hey, I love my community and I want to be a part of making decisions for my community. If my daughter decides I want to be some face, she does want to run for president, let's just say. My daughter is not a crook. My daughter is very fair and she loves people and she believes in the law. So, which is why she became an attorney. I would hope, I said the same thing about Kobe Bryant. People just hated Kobe Bryant, hated him. Oh, he's too good. He done won too many times. What does that even mean? So my children, if they're very successful, I'm gonna have people, black people, mind you, that because that's usually what it is, saying, "Oh, she done got too many accolades. She wins too much. She wins the basketball. She won too many cases." What? Kobe was an amazing athlete with amazing talent, and people didn't like him. He was selfish in the game. Well, who is name somebody that's not selfish in the basketball game? But that's not what people would say though. People didn't say he was selfish in the game. They would just say, "Oh, I can't stand him because he wins too much." That's what they would say. That's what I would always hear people say. And I was like, "Well, what's wrong? Tony said me.
There you go, Tony. Talk to her."
My thing is, if your baby, and I thought about this today because you always say that about politicians, all politicians. If your baby wakes up and says, "Daddy, I think I want to run for Sheila Jackson Lee's post," would you deter your baby and say no because that means you're queer because you're running for office? You know what your baby's thoughts are.
I would tell my baby the same thing I tell the same politicians. Every hit dog gonna bark. Every hit dog gonna bark. What does that mean? It means very simple. If
so would you deter her? Would you deter her for not running?
I ain't gonna deter nothing. If you ain't a crook, it ain't about talking about it, it's shown. If I feel that you are,
why do you put everybody in one category to say every single politician is a crook?
Show me different.
They don't holler. I'm not hollering because I just think it's an unfair thing to give people. I think a lot of preachers And people that talk about God, Lord, Jesus, Jesus, I think they are a bunch of fake ones. But I
Show
don't think
me
that's because I
different.
know your heart. I think you're great.
It's not about, it's show different. If that's what it is, then show different. And that's all you got to do.
So
Every
how would they show you? How would they show you? What
by their actions,
you're the only one out here suffering.
By the way that they vote, by their actions. It's plain and simple. Yes, in my opinion, they all crooks.
You said a hit dog will holler. They ain't saying this. They ain't saying that, so they didn't holler.
If they come to defend themselves and this, that, and the other, and why ain't you looking over here? That's a hit dog. No one, if somebody came up and said something.
Well, who has told you that?
If anybody told me what?
You said a hit dog will holler. They get to try to
hit dog will holler.
Who told you that?
A hit dog.
But when did they holler? Because you have
a hit dog. When you say it and people got,
I know what a hit dog will holler means. But what politician have you talked to that holler? Who tried to defend themselves that you talked to?
Shoot, you hear them defending themselves all the time.
So you can't say all politicians are crooked and bad and evil.
No, I can. It may not be with somebody. I can personally say it because that's my personal opinion until somebody personally shows me different. Now,
and don't you say that the Bible says don't judge and God say don't judge, you judging.
I ain't judging.
Ain't that what y'all be saying about the Bible?
Show me different. Until you show me different, you are what Maya Angelou said.
Different that the Bible, y'all Bible readers always saying.
What did Maya Angelou say?
Always say don't judge.
What did Maya Angelou say?
Y'all say don't judge, because you judging. You talk.
I ain't judging.
All the people that's running for the Congress, they all crooks. They all of them. But anyway, let's get back to the topic at hand, child support. So I do believe in child support to the non-custodial parents. What do you think? You are a non-custodial parent. How do you feel about the amount of child support you pay? Is it fair?
Is it fair? Okay, that's like saying, let me ask you something. See, first and foremost, yes, I have a personal stake in this. That's why I was wondering why I even be included in this conversation. Because here's the bottom line is like, if I was still with either one of my kids' mom, could you tell me then, could they be like, oh, you need to pay this much for the child? No. So how the thing is what we have done again is allow the courts to dictate what it takes to raise a child. You can't tell me what it takes to raise them when we're in the house together. So how is it you can tell me and dictate what it takes to raise them when we're apart? What you do is you go on this. It's court BS. Is what it is. I'm speaking from my personal opinion. My personal opinion and going to the court.
It's also right, but it's also non-custodial BS. Because I'm gonna tell you, it may not be you. It may not be you, sir. However, there are a lot of men. And
wait. See, and here's why I said that. I'm gonna ask you a question. Have you ever dealt with child support?
Yes.
Either way. Okay.
My dad, I live with my dad. My dad still pays child support.
So
I'll explain when you get a chance.
The effects and the things that go through there.
My niece.
Or a whole lot. See, dealing with the whole thing, there is no way. That's why when the court get involved in it, me personally, I've been on both sides. I have been the one.
Who's gonna tell him how much to pay?
Who what?
Who's gonna tell you how much to pay then? You gonna get it only takes $50 to raise to have a child. So somewhere there has to be some guideline on how much to pay. Because now maybe not you, but like I used to tell Dietrich all the time. I used to tell Dietrich, well, I feel like if you need to buy you 4 tires this weekend, but my baby need a pair of shoes, you gonna go buy your tires. You gonna say you really need your tires. I'm gonna be stuck with having to do it. But if I know I got some child support, and again, I'm not just saying men and women, whoever the non-custodial parent is, needs to pay. All I'm saying is there has to be some guideline, which is what our laws are for, some guideline of how do you determine how much to pay. So sir, if you lose your job,
that's why they are going about changing a lot of those, because some of it is actually unfair. It is actually unfair.
I
And here's the thing on the flip side of that is what a lot of people don't understand. I hear what you say, well, either men or women, but okay, let's go to the realness. The realness is this: there are more men in this country that are doing child support.
Your realness.
Huh?
What?
There are more men who are on child support than
what
women.
does that have to do with the private people?
But I'm just saying, you're going with the well, men or women, but still the odds, the courts and
but that part
everything.
That's not the topic. The topic is about how much money people have to pay. They take men or women, they take your income to decide how much money you should pay in child support. If you're in that household, no, they're not going to tell you how much because everything is split in half. The men and women, y'all paying everything for that baby every day. But if you're not in the household, just like I tell you, it's so easy for you on Sunday today. Well, I'm gonna keep her an extra day, but then at the end of the day, you can say, "Oh no, I'm not gonna keep her." But the mama or the non-custodial parent, they gotta keep her all week. They can't say, "I need a break, throw the child back." So just like with child support, they're in that house with their parent, the parent that they live with. There's gonna always be other stuff they have to pay for that child support is not gonna be there for. Going to school every day, gotta pay for lunch every day. The child gotta come home and I need a poster board today. I gotta go to the store and get the poster board while you over here chilling. You know what I mean?
And who says that? That is the most. That is the most. What you just said. I am taking it personal because what you're saying is very personal. Because what you're saying is so far from what so many men hear that BS. So many men hear that while you're over here chilling and you're doing that. That is so far from it because
there are men that do that.
And there are women that do that. There are women that do it. There are women that have. There are women that have kids. I'm
the one saying men and women. I'm saying men and women.
There are women that go through this.
You don't want to say women.
They're hunting just to find a man to put on child support. So
I mean, thought of that? That's a man. Now that's like Adam and Eve. That man thought you fell for that woman. Now that ain't. Now you can't put that inside.
And some of it's
not about a whole bunch of women and a whole bunch of men out here. There's a bunch of men out here scamming women all day, every day. But that don't have nothing to do with you, the child. You brought that child in here.
And that goes to the same thing. That goes to one. Here's what a lot of people think, which both a lot of men are under the misconception of child support. And it's two different issues. And it really is. Child support. The child support division has nothing, absolutely positively nothing to do with visitation. Here's where that's so insane is because there are some people who take that, and there are some women and men that use that. Oh, they'll keep the child away because you're not paying. Those two things have nothing to do with each other.
Yeah, exactly. But we're talking about child support.
I get that, but it all works in a circle. Some men are like, if I can't, well, you don't pay me enough. You're not paying me enough, so you can't see the child. I need some more.
And the man needs to go back to court. The non-custodial parent should go back to court.
Okay.
Fix that.
Okay. Hear what you just said. So that non-custodial needs to go back to court. And what you just said is, oh, while you over here chilling, I got to have this child and you don't know what's going on. So do you know how much court costs? Do you know how much it is? Okay. So it's not like you can't. So you're saying if I don't have but this amount that's already coming out in child support, but I'm still not able to because you want to do whatever, play these things. This is what men go through. So
you do know that they have attorneys who work.
You know how long that takes.
There are so many ways.
I hear what you're saying, but do you know how long that takes?
Okay.
That's not something you go in today.
Let me say this. My dad. You know what my dad did? Let me tell you this. Let me tell you about Ron Williamson. Ron Williamson wanted his kids so bad at his house with him. He didn't go to court, not because he didn't have the money. He was like, you know what? Just let her have charge as long as she's taking care of what she got to take care of with them kids. Let her have child support. My daddy paid child support while I was at his house because he's not that kind of man that's worried about tit for tat, tit tat, tat tat tat. He's a man
It's not about
that
tit for tat.
he didn't want to put his kids back through that. He didn't want to go back to court. Give her a little $225 a month. And they do base it upon your income. So how don't you have it? You would have to have it if you was in a house with that child. If you was in a house with that child, you would have to have even more than what you're paying in child support. You would have to have more. It costs a lot to have a child in your house.
I mean, but that's an assumption. That's an assumption. That's an assumption. You don't know that.
How is that not? How is that an assumption?
That is an assumption based on that is okay. You're talking one person. You're talking one person.
No, I'm not. I'm even talking about my niece. I'm talking about my friend who has. I'm talking about several people that I know, country boy. I'm not talking about just one person.
Okay.
And all I'm saying
is there are some men who are out here doing the best that they can.
Absolutely.
There's some men. Let me tell you personally. Do you know there was a time even when I have gone through that I lost a job and still paid the same amount in child support. So what? There are some men who have.
But the child still has to be taken care of, whether you're working or not. The child still has to, even if you're in the house with them and you lose your job, you still got to pay for the child. They still got to.
Okay, if you're in the house with them, and you're not working, so you're saying
you go get food stamps. You go do what you got to do to make it work. You go work at Pick Low. You do what you got to do to make. If you're in the house, you still got to feed your kids. If you and her together. And you lose your job.
I hear what you're saying, but until you're saying it from a point of a woman's point of, oh, this is how it works. But there are men out here where are busting and doing everything that they can.
No, I have too many male friends.
But have you ever? I hear that you have these male friends, but you don't hear the full, and you're not there. You may hear part of the story. I work with these men and have here. You can go back. I've interviewed and talked to these men and the struggles that they go through. It's hard. It's hard. It is tough.
And I've talked to women. I watched my sister raise her daughter with no help from the man that could be.
I'm not saying. I'm saying
it's the same. It's equal, country boys. All I'm saying. You're trying to only say, "Oh, the poor men," but what about the poor women who have children that they're raising? I think, and I'm not even just for women. I've been trying to make this conversation men and women because it is that way. Because yes, there are some men that's trying hard, and I know a lot of my friends. I've told you that a lot of my friends. I get mad at women for being mad. Like even my stepson. At first, the mom wouldn't let me come down there and see him. Because she was mad. I think that's silly. I mean, we're not like that now. We're cool now, but back then we had to work that out. So I've been in all the spaces. But I think about my niece. I think about my other two nieces. I have two nieces that have a dad, ain't seen their dad in a million thousand years. Went on to have another family. Those women have to stay and support those children while the men are running around. Now, on the flip side, I know women right now who are non-custodial, who have to pay child support as well. So all I'm trying to say is you keep saying there's more men. We really don't know. We didn't do the research to see how many men and women. Have you done the research to see how many men and women have custody or non-custody? How many women have let the babies go and stay with the other parent? See, my conversation was about the money and the fairness of how much money. I think $7,000 for a 5-year-old is a lot of money for somebody to pay no matter how much money you have. That's what the conversation was. That, and should you go to jail if you don't pay child support? I personally don't think jail time is reason to go to jail. I think it's too many other things to go to jail for that we don't go to jail for. But not child support. I do understand people lose their jobs. I definitely do. I watched my daddy have a high-paying job in the oil field to nothing. But guess who still was there eating every day? Guess who he took to school every day? Guess who paid her lunch money every day? My daddy still did that. It was no excuses. It wasn't no crying and whining about that. He did what he had to do. Now, if he whined at somebody, I don't know who they were, but he took care of us on a regular basis. Whatever he had to do, and my dad again has a degree, educate, all that. But you know what my dad did? My dad went and worked for security to make sure we was taken care of. So all I'm saying is all the whining and crying about child support. If you're in the, and that's the part I think people don't think about sometimes. They always say, well, it's not fair. The money's not fair. Or I hear men, I don't know about women, I've heard men say, well, I pay you child support. You take that out of child support. That little piece of child support you get, sometimes kids need more stuff. I've seen kids graduating and they need all their graduation stuff, their prom stuff. You know what some of the dads have said? Oh, I give you child support for that. But that's extra money that you have to come. If you were living in a household and y'all had a budget for your children, when it comes time for graduation and prom, that's extra money you still have to come up with as a couple, if you're a couple. So it just bothers me that people have put such a bad name on child support, in my opinion. I think people put a bad name on it. I think the bad name should come when it comes to the amount of child support people request. $7,000. Do you not think that that's a lot for Patricia Ann? You don't think $7,000 is too much?
I don't think that there's an amount that you can put on any of it. I think, again, there is not an amount to raise a child. There is not an amount that it takes to raise a child. I think, again, yes, the courts go by.
That's not what child support means. That's where the problem comes. People don't know what child support means.
What does child support mean? What does child support mean?
Child support just means something that you're giving towards the support of your child. It doesn't mean that's what it costs to raise your child. That's never been the case. It's never been the definition, ever. But they do know that lots of times, and again, I've said it. Country boy, if your car broke down, and your child, I'm not gonna say food, I'm gonna take food away, but your child wants some more shoes. What you gonna do? Which one you gonna do? Need some shoes, what you gonna do? You gonna get your child them shoes? Or you gonna feel like the mama there, she can get them shoes? Or you gonna stop and not get your tires to get the baby the shoes? Which one you gonna do? And you may do the right thing.
Which one sounds more sensible? She needs some new pair of shoes and there's a vehicle that's broken down.
You gonna get you some used tires. You gonna get you a used tire for $25.
Okay, if the vehicle is broken down, okay, let's just
let's just
use a little bit of this right here. If the vehicle which enables someone to go back and forth to a job that one is on to be able to pay the child support, then if the vehicle is broken,
that's not what I mean. Now your car, that's one thing if your car, but that's the thing. That is the thing. But look, if you're in the household with that child, your car breaks down.
If you're in the household with that child and the vehicle is broken down, what you're going to do is take care of the vehicle to make sure that you can go back and forth to work in order to take care of the child.
And so that might be your life. You can.
Who in the blue living would be like, oh, well, you know what, baby? I'm gonna buy you shoes and just let the vehicle be broken.
My parents gonna buy my shoes. They don't think they caught things, but they were gonna buy my shoes first. I mean, they were gonna buy my shoes at the same time. I'm gonna go get me some shoes. And what I'm saying, that's just an example. The example I'm saying is,
you know what? I told you I was gonna have to do this.
If the car breaks down, if the car is broke down to where it won't roll, country boy, that's one thing. But if your tire is the play, that's why I always use that example. Because a lot of men like these nice tires, and that's kind of what I mean. Like these, let me give a personal example. Deidre one time went and bought a whole sound system for his car. Whole sound system, but there was other stuff in the household that needed to be done. But you bought a whole sound system instead of putting that money here. One time when I first had my kid, Deidre's family, we needed Pampers and milk. His family went, took him out to eat, bought him some new tennis shoes. So, I mean, I'm just thinking that some things for some men become more important when it comes to child support. I'm not going to ever, because I think you have your mind is kind of on child support that is a bad thing. I get that.
I don't think it's a bad thing. I
Yeah, you
don't
do.
think
You've
it's
already
no
said
thing.
you
I
can't
don't
tell
think
somebody
it's
what
a
they
bad
pay in
thing.
child support.
First and foremost, the
I do.
reason
I think a lot of people put a bad name on child
and
support. They
foremost,
do.
let me explain.
Uh-huh.
I can't say it's a
Yeah.
bad thing because with
You have though.
my youngest, I was the one who
Uh-huh.
called and initiated. So how can I say something is bad? I'm not saying that it's bad. I'm not saying that it's good. But what I do know is it's the law of the land. What I do know is there are these things and these steps that you have to follow. Do I agree with it? Do I no? But what I'm saying is you can never, no one can't say that it takes this or it takes this amount. That is where we have allowed these outside entities.
And that's where you hear the wrong. That's where you hear the
We
wrong.
have
That's where you
allowed-
hear the wrong thing.
We have allowed outside entities to control what's inside. When yes, it should be two people that come together in a realness.
Now you
And
know
so-
that don't even make no sense. If you ain't talking to each other, how you gonna do that?
I'm just.
So
I'm,
someone
I
has
said
to make.
what I just said was.
There has to be
what I
someone
just-
to make the decision.
What,
Someone has to make the decision.
That's when somebody needs somebody to lead them. And I just say it in a realness, in a real world, it would work like that because it has worked like that. And it can work like that. Where two people come together, you don't need the outside to come in and say, oh, well, you need to pay this, that, and the other. That can work. It does work.
Yeah, so the man can say,
oh, I've been a part of both sides.
So the non-custodial parent can say, I'm gonna just chunk up $50. That's all she needs. We just chunk up $50 every payday. That's what would happen. Do you know if someone didn't make those rules and come up with a good plan of how to come up with a formula of how much child support, people would just pay what they want to pay. They would just give them stuff. You're a good dad, so I guess you're gonna pay. And I don't know in the past. You talked on the show sometimes about the past. So I don't know what would you have said back then if you were a different person back then. Because again, we all have to grow and get to the point to where we are going to be a great mother, a great father, and know, oh, it's going to cost more for me to take care of my kids. If you're young, you may not see that. A 25-year-old Donnie may not have saw, oh, I need to make sure I pay this good. If nobody else got into it, the courts didn't get into it, just you. Donnie at 25 years old, having a good time, rolling the streets. Who would make that decision of how much you should pay for this child? Your mind is not mature enough to know. That's
no different than being in the. You think that's no different than being in the household with somebody at 25 years old. What's the difference? Being in the house or out of the house at 25, it's still the same thing. It still goes back to the
house sometimes. Yeah, in the house sometimes. Yeah, sometimes in the house, people are, because I'm thinking about the immaturity of people, but and I hate to say this like this, but mama's gonna do what they gotta do 9 times out of 10. Now my dad, thank God he did what he had to do, but mama's gonna be there. Y'all go run in the streets and stay out all night long. Mama gotta stay there and keep them kids, that baby and them kids. They there with that baby 24/7, right? It just is what it is. We gotta be there. Because if you run in the streets, who's gonna be there for the kids? We can't run them together. Somebody gotta be there. So saying
that's like saying what you just said. That right there, you just put so many into one. So
because there's so many different facets of this, country boy, and I think that's why it's hard to break it into two. It's a lot of facets. But at the end of the day, I do believe in child support. I do believe in the non-custodial parent contributing a certain amount of money every month to the house, to the child, to the non-custodial, to the custodial parent. I do believe that wholeheartedly. And I am not speaking of you. I'm not speaking of anybody on this side. I'm thinking of general things that there needs to be like most things, there needs to be some type of process.
That's so funny. But
there needs to be a formula or something. We can't just let everybody go wow and decide.
Who comes up? That's how
you might take $220 a month. Somebody else might take $50.
What you're just saying is exactly how it is. You're saying that's how it is. How do you go from 7,000 to?
Because that's my conversation was really about Tyrese. I really wasn't talking about that. I was about Tyrese and $7,000 and going to jail for not paying child support. That's really what the conversation was about. But you kind of brought all this up because I don't talk about child support with everybody because a lot of people don't believe in child support. A lot of men don't believe in child support. They think it's a punishment, and it's not a punishment. It is not, and it's so crazy to me that you would think, one, they think it's a punishment. Two, they feel like how the man gonna tell me what to pay, and then three, because if the man don't tell you, you ain't gonna pay it. But three, and you're not gonna pay it regularly. But then three is, well, I give her child support, so I don't have to give her anything else. Not talking about you, Donnie. So you can't just saying da da da. I'm talking about people and things I know. I understand the men that you say that you're in a group with, that they know da da da. They feel. I've heard all the sob stories, many of them, because they don't want to pay child support. They want to pay it when they want to pay what they want to pay. That's what they want to do. When it's time for the kid to get something, they want to pay then. Well, when you pay, I pay. Or you got to call and hunt them down. Oh, the child needs this. I didn't. The child needs that. It's just that's just how things go, but not you. Now, you and I have never had a conversation about that part of you when you were young, but I know that things that you have shared with us, about being a different person and how you've grown into a more mature.
Well, I've always paid child support. I've never had an issue with whenever. With my oldest, I paid. I mean, I don't have an issue. I don't have an issue with doing those things. What I just know that there are people that go through. There are people that have these things. And I know that the system, it's not just me saying that the system is jacked up. The system is jacked up. If it was not so jacked up, they would not be trying to reform it right now. The system is jacked. The system is jacked. Do you know in some places, if a man paid $7,000, we'll just use that number, in child support, do you know if that man paid $7,000, that woman would probably only get $4,000 and the rest of it would go to the state? Do you not know that? The system is jacked. The child support system is jacked. So many places.
Well, that's
how they. Let me finish on the facts. That's how these people are staying in business. That's why you have all of this stuff. That it's bureaucratic BS. That's what it has been until the system.
My daddy paid $225 and his check said $225, and that's $225 my mama got. They didn't take nothing out of it.
I just see it in some places.
Oh.
It goes. I'm just saying. I'm just telling you how the real system works.
What place would that be? They do that?
I'm telling you on an overall. That's how it works. What you may see, what comes out, whether it's a man, whether it's a woman, what comes out in a lot of places is not what the woman has been getting. That's one. Okay. Secondly, even on child support, one way or another, it is what it is. I ain't got no beef on it. It is what it is. Secondly, for the other person, it is to be able to, talk about child support, but they also have to carry insurance. Okay, in order to carry insurance and cover a dependent. Okay, do you understand? Here go this life thing and what you're talking about, living and while you're out there doing. Okay, you have to have insurance, and even if you have a job, that you get a job and you're covered on the insurance. Now you have to cover a dependent. Do you know what insurance companies are jacking for a dependent? Okay, so bam, now that's that man or that woman. That's what's coming out. They got child support coming out. Then they have that. Let me finish. Let me run the numbers. Then they have.
I'm kind of confused how that goes when you got to pay child support if you with the woman married to him too.
But you just said these things. I'm saying you have the child support and you have the insurance on top of that. Now you're saying, well, if you were with the woman, okay, what's coming from you, again, whatever she may be doing does not have to be. That's a bonus for her. I'm not saying right, wrong, or indifferent. I'm just saying that's on top of. You're going negative, whether you're a man or a woman. You're going negative. If she only had $2 and you were paying $20 plus insurance, you're going negative. That doesn't, I'm not saying I'm against it, but facts. Let's just roll with the facts. So now, just like her, just like you, if y'all are not together, you have to have a place, she got to have a place. You got light bill, she got light bill. You got water bill, she got water bill. You got gas, whatever those utilities or that life, whatever it is. But just remember, if you're working, you have to work and do these things. Yes, you should pay, whatever it is. So you're talking about, well, you're going to make it happen. You're going to do this, that. With what? So he doesn't work 80 hours in a week just to make sure he could cover just the stuff and on top, or she, whoever she may be, that's working and paying it on top. So you're talking about some shoes and who going to fix the car? Baby.
I just threw that out there.
Baby.
Your light bill gonna be how much is your light bill gonna be for just you in the house versus your baby? How much is your light bill? And not you because you cheap, but I'm saying normal people, your light bill gonna be, and let's say she got 2-3 kids. Her light bill, you can cover you said this. So if all that you just said.
You shouldn't have said 2 or 3 kids because she got 2 or 3 kids. Then she got 2 or 3 people on child support.
Well, that's not always true. That is not
just saying. You threw the ball. I'm just
I was talking about you. What if you have 2 kids? I wasn't talking about somebody that have several kids. I was just mentioning because you talked about I got to pay my light bill. Like I just what I was saying. That was
I said it's both and both.
The paying man. Oh, I got to pay this. I got to pay my light bill. I got to pay my house. So does the mom. So the person that was there.
I said that.
She got to feed the child every day. She got to pay a light bill. Your light bill gonna be cheaper than hers if you really want to get down to the nitty gritty because it's just you. You keep all your lights off all day. You say one of y'all take a bath. Like your bills are probably gonna be less. Put that out there because you said
that is a feminist assumption.
You said it. You said that.
That is a feminist assumption. She's gonna be. Well, yours is obviously going to be less. That is a feminist assumption. That is
no. Did you not hear yourself? Yeah, you didn't hear what you said. I didn't bring up light bill.
I said bill. I said we both have the same thing.
But they're not going to be the same. They're not going to be the same. Children. Now I know for my children, even Kayla at 50 years old, staying in my house, baby, my light bill went down significantly, and she ain't here because she ain't running other stuff. She ain't running her fan all day. So all I'm saying is, it is a difference if you have other people. Even if let's take out children. If someone else lives in your house, your bills are gonna be higher. I mean, that's just it. But I would have never brought that up.
I lived in my mama house for a long time, and the bill stayed the same. Because just like anybody, if you ain't using it, cut it off.
Yeah. How old are you? What people do that nowadays?
But I do the same thing.
You ain't telling your child to turn the lights off.
Cut it off.
You are not telling Patricia to turn them lights off.
I do.
If you say that ice cream early this morning, you definitely ain't telling her to turn them lights off.
If you ain't using it, cut it off. If you ain't using it, look.
I believe you. But TV stay on all night too, don't it?
Do I?
But the TV stay on all night too, don't it?
We don't watch no TV around here.
She be watching something because you tell me she don't ever watch nothing. She got a charge. Oh, she got a charge.
And it's already charged up because it stay charged up. That's how it goes.
And it's got to be plugged in to be charged up.
And charge. One charge and be done. That's it.
Mm-hmm. But I will say this: as far as Tyrese is concerned, someone responded, and that's what really caught my eye when Tyrese came. When they came on and said Tyrese was in jail today, the lady said, "Yeah, that's what y'all get for looking for pretty faces instead of beautiful faces instead of beautiful minds and beautiful." No, she said hearts. Beautiful faces instead of beautiful hearts. I don't think everybody's gold digging, but I do believe that there are some. I do. But then, like you said earlier, I agree. I totally agree with that. But I'm gonna say women because I don't want you to think I'm being feminist again. But just like women fall for men and they get jacked or what do they call it? Scammed. What's her name? What's the oh my gosh, she used to play on Blackish. She started dating this guy, stayed there for a long time, and she's a very popular person. I cannot call her name. I just read her book, but she met a man and he scammed her out of millions of dollars. Now, I think he's a bad man. Yes, right. But I also blame people for not looking deep before they leave. So flip to the man. Think about these sports guys, people like I can't think of his name. He's dating Drea. He just had a baby with Drea. You don't know these people. I know it's another person out there. She got 3 babies from 3 different celebrities. So those, yeah, I definitely think there's something to that stuff. These people can go out and have a baby and never have to work a day in their life. Never. But I blame those people who aren't looking deep before they leave, are sleeping. There's too much protection in this world. There's too much birth control in this world that we could all be using to not cause that kind of stuff, you know? But
right. And
I have to blame them. When you say there are women out here that do that,
And my bottom is this, and honestly, it doesn't matter to me. I'll say this across
what
the
doesn't
board.
matter?
As long as the child is taken care of. I mean, that's the end goal. The end result should be that the child is taken care of. I don't give 2 flips what my child's mother. Some people on this thing would do this with the money and that the money, but that that is not mine. I don't care. Honestly, for me, if it goes towards a light bill, it's because my child is in that house. If it goes towards a water bill, it's because my child uses that water. If it goes towards food, it's because my child, food. Yes, as children grow, I get these things. I'm not so on that. That's why I say there is no amount of money, and a court can never dictate to me what the heck to do for my child. They can say, hey, well, you can do this, but you can never tell me what it's going to cost. You can't tell me what it's going to cost to raise them when I'm in the house, and you sure can't tell me what it's going to cost to raise them when I'm out. When I say that, I mean that in a way of saying that.
Give you amount to pay, but you would always pay more. We would love that if you pay more. Give us a child support and pay us more.
And it's not about paying more. It's not about paying.
Way more than those money, baby.
And here's the thing, and I'll say this, and here's where the court system is jacked, is when you put somebody on something, no different. When you go to work every day or every week, and at the end of the week, you're expecting to get X amount, okay? Let's just make this a money thing. You're expecting to get X amount. Okay, bam, I work this. This is what I'm going to get. Well, if I work a little bit extra, do I get a little bit extra? Okay, here's the negative drawback to this court system rendered child support. Yes, a man can, pay whatever the court says. But here's the thing. They want to be the dictators and say, if the man says, well, hey, you know what? I'm going to chunk in an extra 1,000. I'm going to chunk in an extra 10,000. They're not going to say, well, you know what? Well, good for you. They're just going to say, keep on doing.
But why would you tell the court that? You wouldn't have to tell the court that if you're doing it out the kindness of your heart. You wouldn't have to tell nobody that. You just do it.
What I'm saying is this.
You just do it.
I get that. But listen, there's some that on the same thing, they're going like, well, I did this. Does that knock something off of, you're telling me I owe 10,000. I just gave 8,000. Well, it didn't come through us, so it's really not going to count as credit. That's wrong. That, to me, that's wrong.
I'm confused, but you just gave some extra money so you can hear about child support.
If you have, I'm just saying, then if you say, well, bam, let me take it, because what they do is they give you a balance. They say at the end, this is how much you should have paid. I don't care if over 18 years, you should have paid $30,000. So if I give 30,000 at one time, well, here's the 30. Now, whatever I do, if I still give, if I still have, if Tyrese, if his child support is $1 million and he went and said, here's $1 million check. Here's $1 million check. Bam. Now, whatever I can do after that, because I may get $1 million and I don't have a penny left.
Mm-hmm.
On the court system, they don't care about that.
Neither does a car note.
Do what?
You can pay your it made me think about I'm so sorry. When there's just saying You pay 3 car notes ahead of time and all at one time, right? When you lose your job, because this happened, you lose your job and say, well, I paid 3 months ahead. Yeah, but you still got to pay this month. They don't care. No one cares about that. But as you say that, let me just give you another example because I don't mean to interrupt you, but I gotta say this. I hear the courts do, but you know what else happened? What happened in my life? My daddy did pay his child support every month, right? But they stopped even going through the courts. And the courts didn't bother him because as long as they asked my mama, was he paying? And she said yes, it continued to go. They stopped even going through the courts. She just started writing her a check every 2 weeks. He wrote her a check half and half and cater because they were able to work that out. The court didn't bother them to come and say, well, you can't do that. So it depends on how you work it out with what kind of relationship you have with your partner.
LaDave, you know how many years
you
ago
can take the court out.
You know how many years ago that was. You know how many years ago that was.
But you can take. You still can take the courts out.
You can take it out of it. You have to. It's not like you just take them out and say. There's a whole different process. You have to go through.
Dude, I know.
Dude, I know too. I've been on
both. But that's you. If you have a mediator and y'all both decide that you can ask for joint custody. Nobody pays child support. The girl can say, I don't want no more child support. I don't want to do child support. We're going to let him pay on his own. They don't do that. There are different things. Everybody's case is different.
Oh, I know that.
If you're
I'm saying you still have to go through the process. It's not like you can just be like, oh, you know what? I'm not going to pay. Tyrese could have been paying that. Tyrese could have been paying that woman. He could have paid that woman $7 million. And she could have been like, well, if they could have said, well, we ain't got no records of it.
But exactly. There's a form you can fill out, and there's also receipts that you keep if you're a smart person. You keep your receipts of what you pay. You can fill out a form and have her sign it. You have proof of receipts of what you pay.
Right. That's what I'm saying.
And I know people told you that.
Just saying the process. You just have to follow the process. There's all different processes. But no, I agree with that.
Yeah, but you don't have to stay with the court in the business you don't want to.
No, you don't have to do that. You can mind your business.
Yeah.
You can tell them you jumped off the end of the.
Depending on who you have on the other side, though, who your partner was. That's the big issue. So the next thing before we get off of here, so let me just give this what my top answer was. I'm gonna be done with that. Tyrese, I feel bad for you, hon. I know you love the woman, but you have to let that go and go lay on the couch and have a conversation with the lady, with the man or the woman, and spill your guts out, have your good cry, and move on. You have 2 beautiful daughters. Just let her go. Let her go do her life. Pay what you need to pay and let it go. You got a child to be 18 years. And then he has not really moved on. He's having a lot of mental issues because of that wife, his ex-wife. Yes, he has a girl, but he's still over here crying about the other woman. That's what this whole mess is about. He's on there every other week talking about her. But to the people that's putting you in jail, I don't like that. To the lawyers, and these are lawyers that he's tried to get off of his case. The lawyer of the ex-wife is friends with all that messed up. Now that's where I agree with you that the court system is jacked up, is when people are friends with each other, they can get certain things done. That can work for good, he can work for bad.
They crooks too.
Yeah. Well, my daughter's not a crook, so never will be a crook. But sometimes it is good when my sister-in-law is not my sister-in-law, my stepsister, she's an attorney as well. But she has people that she knows that she can refer because she knows they're okay. Or just like if someone does become, it can work both ways. You can be cool with somebody enough to where they can give somebody a second chance. Hey, this is a good guy. Here's paper. I can get, they'll work for you that way. But I don't like it when it's the opposite way, when they're working bad for somebody, when they're out to get somebody. I don't think that's right. It just depends on the judge, depends on people. But anyway, Tyrese, let it go. Raise your children. Love your new wife. And y'all should not be putting people in jail for not paying child support. I think you should take their salary. I do think you should, what do you call it? Garnish. Not all their wages, but I think you should take it out of their check, period, and let it go. And that's my worthless 2 cents that Mr. Country Boy probably think is worthless. My last thing on child support is I do believe in it. I think if I was not with somebody and I left my kids there, I would want to pay them. But I also know other things come on a daily basis that I'm not gonna call someone every 5 minutes to say, hey, I need this, I need that. I'm there as a custodial parent. There are things that come up that we have to just pay for. You don't ever, you have a little child support. Sometimes it's not really a lot because the person don't make a lot, you don't get a lot. So you have to make up for that. I love the fact about the insurance you brought up. Sometimes the men don't even have to pay the insurance because some women go jump on and take my money and they jump on Medicaid. But that's a whole nother
guess who's
story.
responsible for that? If a woman goes get on Medicaid, the state
yeah,
back.
if you have the money, if you have the money to pay for it. Yeah, if you have the money to support your child with insurance. Yeah.
I mean, hey, and let me just say this. I know some men on that other thing that you're talking about that will go to a court and say that they're too destitute and they can't pay anything. Right. Do I think that that's right? No, I think that it's trashy. I think that
that's all I'm saying. That there are people like that. That's what
I know them too.
Like everybody's an angel and for poor men.
I know some trashy fellows that will go and they will sign up like they ain't got no money and they so broke and this, that, and the other. But you can go out and do it. I think that's trash as well. I think both of them trash. All I say is the same thing I said. Just it's not about the man. It's not about the woman. It's about the child. When you can get that.
We're talking about the non-custodial parent or the custodial parent because they could be a man or a woman either way.
I mean, yeah, we're just talking about taking care of the child. It doesn't matter. Mm-hmm. It doesn't matter whether you have $1 million or whether you have $10. It is about taking care of the child. It is about doing the same thing. As I said when I went to court, the only thing that I wanted to do was continue being the parent that I was. That's it. I don't care about nothing else. I don't care about none of that other stuff. All that, I ain't got no hoopla. I ain't got no this. Bottom line, because it's not about me. And for any of us fathers, we don't think that, for the majority of the men that I know, it's not about us. It's about being and doing and providing the best we can. And it ain't about the money. Some men.
So cute, but it don't pay no bills for you to say that.
And guess what? You got some men. And when you miss this aspect of it, you have some men. You have some men that don't have the money, but are willing to spend the time with the child. So you're going to tell me that's right there sounds like, oh, well, you ain't got the money, so you can't get them.
Yeah. See, now we have made a comment to somebody in our family and said, you know what? We know you don't have money right now. Don't not come to the birthday party. Or don't come to this. Come to the celebration because this is worth more than any money. We've said that. So
and that should be the bottom line. And when I say about the best interest of the child, and some men have been, or non-custodial, or whatever you would call that thing, men, women, whoever, are made to feel a certain kind of way because they don't have the financial stability to do the things that the other wants, but they have the time, they have the love, they have the compassion to be able to give that child. That should be the most important. That should be first and foremost.
Right?
Huh?
You from the country, right?
I sure.
I heard this from a country. I heard this from a country person. Love don't pay no bills.
You don't.
That you said that in the country where you from?
Love don't pay
I'm not saying that that's right. I'm not saying that's right. But all that pouring out your heart and everything, oh my God, it don't pay.
So you know what? That is. See, and that is the mentality.
I do want you to do this, but I don't want to see you over here buying something.
That thinking right there. That what you just said was so what men did. That right there is what some. I would much rather. That's like I would much rather. What you were just talking about. I can't see him paying this. I would much rather have your money than you spend time with this child. I would much rather see you go to jail. I would rather tell me the simple fact of where it is that a father or a mother that's in jail can be a parent.
I never don't believe in going to jail for child support. I don't.
So you telling me when you take someone because they didn't have the ability to pay something, you take them, you put them in jail. Say if they had a what they call it, a piece of job. Now they put in jail. Now they done lost a piece of job, but now you expect them to get out and pay.
We already established that we don't want to do that. We've established that. You and I both established. We don't think jail time is for people that don't pay. And again, we're talking about two different people. We're talking about a person. I wouldn't want them around if there's somebody that don't ever try. You know what I'm saying? We say, come on, because we don't want the child not to like you, whatever. But at the end of the day, You out here spending money on a whole bunch of stuff, including weed, but you can't bring a gift. That's different than someone just don't have it. You done fell on hard times. Yeah, come on. We want you here. We want you to be involved. Come on, it don't matter. We got you. That is it's you know it's twofold. It just depends on if the person is really trying. You know what I mean? If the person is, but you know the difference in a man or a woman that's not trying versus somebody that's actually trying, but they lost their job and they really just they just don't have it. That's a whole different thing, you know. And you know I know you've seen them, and you've talked to some. You've had to talk to some. You've been on this earth a long time, so you done met some people that men or women who they just ain't doing what they could do. Put it that way. Not saying that they don't do anything, but they could probably do more. So our next thing was I wanted to bring up real quick because our time is up. But the Men's Country Boy next Tuesday night, we are having a happy hour voter registration drive. Where your little thing at to make some noise, to make some clapping noise?
I have to put my headset on. Oh, I might as well put it on now. Oh, yeah, it won't do the thing. I can't.
Why you have headset on?
Huh?
Oh, y'all have your headset to make the noise? I
have to have the headset on because it runs through there. Then if you're on the headset, well, it don't matter now because my other system over here died. So I was recording, but it done got hot and died out over here. So my other family, I lost
he ain't no good. But listen, y'all. So we're gonna be at. It's called The Bar. Somebody else said, "Well, what bar?" I said, "No, it's called The Bar." Well, what bar is that? The Bar. It is at 4212 Emancipation. Is it Boulevard? I don't know, but it's at 4212 Emancipation, and we will be there from 6:30 to 8:30. Country Boy won't be there till 7, but I'll be there from 6:30 to 8:30. We're gonna have live broadcasting from 7 to 8. We out at 8:30. Come out and get registered to vote. It is very important that you register to vote.
When is that?
When is that? Tuesday.
Is that tomorrow?
Before you start your show, we already discussed this. Next Tuesday.
Oh, it's next
September
Tuesday.
7th. You let me
Good. I thought it was tomorrow.
Next Tuesday, September 17th, is National Voter Registration Day. So no, it's not tomorrow.
Shut your mouth. Girl, I sure
National Voter Registration.
I was about to pack up my
National Voter Registration Day is next Tuesday. Well, thank God you was talking to me. So we're gonna be there'll probably be voter registrations all over. So if there's something close to your house, please go there. If you're not registered to vote, go get registered. You have to be registered by October 7th to be able to vote in the election in November. The elections with an S in November. But also, if you think you've been registered to vote, we know that they have done some cleaning up of the registration list, voter registration list. So at least stop by and check and see if you are still you're still on the registry. My mom saw hers, she's not. And my mama works the polls and she votes. She's not on there. It shows that hers was suspended. So you gotta go check and make sure you're on there. That's very, very important. You can do that from your house. I don't have a website right now. I'll post it one day this week, but you can go to any of your voter registration events. Come to ours. Come just say hi to us. We would love to see you in person. Come out, say hi, register to vote, check your status. And while you're there, have a little happy hour drink. They got Taco Tuesday. They have tacos. It's a nice young lady named Jessica. That's who owns the spot. It's really nice, and I think it's 25 and up. And what else is over there? Yeah. So come on out. Come say hi to the Country Boy. We might have some prizes for you. You never know. Might get some T-shirts made for you to give out that say the real conversation. But I don't know if Tony's still on here, but we might see if we can get her to make us a couple. We can give out some prizes. May have a couple of door prizes or something, but we'll see by next week. What else? I will hold on to my conversation about the We See You Award. I'll hold that off till next week. And next week, Mr. Donnie, Mr. The Louisiana Country Boy, got us an interview with Miss Nisha Cortez, who doesn't just sing, she sings. But the other thing about Miss Nisha, she has a school of music. She teaches children how to sing and how to put on production. So it's going to be a great a great chat to have.
Oh,
I don't have anyone coming this Wednesday, but I'm gonna come on myself and say something. I don't know what. I'll probably talk about the We See You award that day. But that's coming up. Make sure voters registration next Tuesday at the bar, 4212 Emancipation. Come out, bring friends, tell other people, pass it out. We'll be posting the flyer on social media. Share the flyer because you may have people that live in third ward, third ward, fourth ward, fifth ward, all over in that area. Tell them to come and register to vote and check on their status. Last but not least, for me, something about the debate tomorrow. I wish I could have a watch party, but debate and then we might have a storm. I don't know. They say the storm ain't gonna come our way, but we don't ever know. Remember the storm we had a few years ago, Country Boy, and it went one way, then it turned around and went back, and then still hit us. Remember that one?
Mm-hmm.
Was that Harvey? I think that was Harvey. It just stayed out there whirling around, and then it hit us. So they say it may not hit us this week, and we gonna pray on it. But go get you some vegetables, some canned stuff, and some water. But then watch the debate. Look here, hurricane storm. So don't you come till the debate is over. If you don't come, wait till the debate is over.
Get somebody else to do it.
I need to see the debate. So tomorrow the debate is on. Y'all
I
watch
hope
the debate.
it come through.
Just like Country Boy said, go hear what they're both talking about, see what they're standing for. Yes, you can go do your other research, but sometimes hearing people and looking at their little beady eyes and seeing how they're acting and what they're doing, hear them out. Hear what they're not gonna have. They're not gonna have any notes. They gotta talk off the top of their heads. So of course they practice and everybody practices, but take a look and check it out. And I posted something today. Someone asked Donald Trump about child care, and he said so much gibberish. So I posted and said, not anybody, I don't care how crooked they are, but anybody who will vote for this person over this person, for real, is just, I'm wondering about the people that I'm friends with. I really am. People that are wondering who they should vote for. Like, for real. This is what he said about child care. I don't even know what he said. Nobody knows what the gibberish was he said. But I'm going to shut up and let him do his thing because he got his hand on his shoulder rudely as I'm talking.
Go
ahead, Country Boy.
It's this how I'll be glad when this election over with. I really will. I don't care who.
It's gonna always be an election, Country Boy. It's gonna always be an election.
I would just be glad when this political.
I hate to tell you that, but we live in a democracy, so there's always gonna be an election.
Okay, I'll be glad because nobody talk about nothing but the presidential race. I'll be glad when this thing is over. Oh, it's true.
You and I talked about it the last time. We talked about Beto. I thought they're knocking on doors for Beto. So no, we don't just talk about. We used to just talk about that for the last, I would say, 10 years. People have really gotten the message that we got to do the local votes. So you hide out of your house, Country Boy. So you're not talking about what. So you don't know if we out here talking about the local election. We was out here knocking on the door for Beto. We was out here talking. Sheila Jackson Lee just ran. Did you vote for that one? She was local.
They should have knocked on 2 more doors for Beto.
Yeah, they really should have. That was sad. But the crazy thing is, these people out here like this fool here. What's that Governor Hot Wheels? They really like him. Him and he's just rolling around. Yeah, I was knocking on some doors in third ward. I made phone calls and everything. So anyway, go ahead and do your closing.
He stopped that much too soon because he needed a little bit more help because he didn't make it. Anyway, man, y'all make sure you come out next Tuesday. I'm glad you reminded me because I sure thought it was tomorrow. Make sure you come out next Tuesday, get registered to vote. I don't really care who you vote for. Just make sure that your voice is heard. Make sure that you cast your vote, cast your ballot for whoever that fits you best. I will be out this week, Wednesday. Well, tomorrow, of course, tomorrow's Tuesday. Let's talk about it Tuesday. Myself and Minister CJ live on Kingdom Purpose Radio. And I have no idea what our topics are going to be. I'm going to have to just hit him up and tell him. I'm going to have to let him hit me up and tell me what our topic is going to be about tomorrow. But y'all make sure if you have an opportunity to tune in tomorrow for Kingdom Purpose Radio Live. And then Wednesday, the old boy is going to be in the fofo.
Shows him over me. Now, I'm over there working hard at the chamber. See how they do me? They ain't even asked me to come interview, but it's okay.
Country boy will be. I will be in the fofo on Wednesday. So
and want to charge me $150 to give people jobs. Just FYI.
Boy,
I had to say it. I'm charging $150 to come out and give people jobs.
Can I get some?
But it's okay. Go ahead, country boy, make your tour.
God, Lord, no mercy. But anyway, country boy, I will be in. Go ahead, Miss Julie. Vote blue, Miss Julie. Miss Julie, I don't care what you vote, just as long as you vote. You know I'm gonna love you, Miss Julie. I don't care how you vote. Hey, Miss Julie, I'm gonna get my campaign ready for the next 4 years. Okay, in 4 years, you can vote for country boy for something. I don't know what I'm gonna run for. It may be the border, but I'm gonna be running. But just make sure when old country boy starts running, y'all see the signs up there. Say we voting for country boy. We voting for country boy. But yes, on Wednesday, I will be in the 4-4. I will be at the Acres Home Chamber of Commerce. I will be doing I will be in the fofo.
That's 4-4.
Fofo.
4-4.
I will be interviewing the president of the chamber and taking a tour, letting y'all see what the actual chamber looks like, what all they have to offer. And what else do I have? I have thank you, Miss Julie.
When you go there, ask them how much does it cost to give people a job. To the community.
And anyway, we're gonna wait a minute. I didn't even bring my steak because there goes some salt right there. I should put a little. Anyway.
Yeah, I'm pretty saucy. It's okay.
And then later next week, man, I'm so excited. I gotta say this. To God be the glory. I have a few guests that are lined up that will be coming for the end of this month. I've got some guests that are coming. I've got a lady that's coming out of Dallas. She'll be coming next week. I have some wonderful people right here in Houston that are going to be coming in October. God is good. I would say I'm so grateful and honored to be here and to have the wonderful guests that we're having here on this platform that my co-host is having on hers. And it is such a joy, such a blessing. I don't take it for granted at all. I thank you for your support. I thank each and every one of y'all. As I said earlier, if y'all don't know, I'm gonna root this one to the mountaintop. This is the longest. Did you kick me off? She done put me all on the side over there. Boy, I tell you, this is if you didn't know, now you know. This is the longest running Monday podcast, live podcast going right now. We have been here consistently. This is the longest running Monday podcast, and we couldn't do it without you, without your support, without your encouragement, your prayers. Did you see my statement about what judge? Julie? That's been pretty good.
I posted, I put out there that right there.
Yeah. My name is Julie. I'm with that one. Yeah. But I thank y'all. I thank each and every one of y'all for your support. It does not go unnoticed. It did not go unappreciated. We really do appreciate it so very much. I admit, Julie, I'm gonna be green. So you're gonna have to start voting green. I'm gonna be green. I'm Big Green. Big Green. Vote Green. Vote Green. Vote for Country Boy. He running for something. Y'all can call me a crook then.
I would not call you a crook.
Oh, hey, and again, speaking of that, I have two politicians. So y'all know it's gonna be hot up in here. I have two politicians coming. When is it? The end of the month. I got two up on the same show. Ooh.
And I'm gonna see if he gonna say. I'm gonna see if he gonna say what he be telling me how he do me about politicians. I'm gonna see if he gonna say the same thing. Then you know I think you're a crook. I'm gonna be on the show to watch. I'm gonna be backstage.
First and foremost, let me explain something. I already told both of them to their face or to their ear.
Right.
I think you're crooked. And I told them the same thing. I said, only a hit dog gonna bark. I said, if you ain't a crook, then prove me wrong. I stand on that. It don't matter who it is.
But you know when you say that, I guess I'm confused on that part. When you say prove me wrong, how they gonna prove it wrong if they don't say something? Because you say
how they're going to prove it. Your
words will bark. Well, that means you're gonna be. You're gonna
be trying to prove it wrong. Proving it wrong is your actions. Proving it wrong is when I can go look. Because again, I'm gonna get off the politician because I don't deal with politics like that. Again, you can go see what they have voted on. You can go see what they stood on. You can go see what they ran on, and then you go see what they do. You ain't gotta tell me nothing. Your policies gonna speak for themselves. So prove me wrong. If you say you're about your community, let me see your community. Let me see you working in your community. If you say you're about bettering it, then you will be out there doing things. You will be writing policies. You will be trying to pass.
I have one question. Doesn't have to do with politics, but it's about something else that I'm concerned about. Yeah. So when we talk about different communities, we've talked about some community centers on our show about, what are they doing for the community? So you make sure that you ask those same questions to those community centers that you check out and you interview too. So I understand that this building costs $50,000, but what are y'all giving back to the community as you're asking for them to pay for this community center? What have you done? Because if there are people that have been out in the community that want to rent your space, but that have worked hard, tried to work hard, but what are y'all doing to did y'all come out and do water? When we had storm, they do that. They have any voter registration? What are we doing for the community with this center besides asking the community to bring us to pay $2,000 for this building? What else we doing?
I got you.
Yeah.
And guess what?
When they tell you they need members, you know what else you need to say?
No, what I do know is this. When
they come on to be members, are you taking any of their suggestions?
Well, what I can say
or is do y'all only want to do it yourself?
What I can say is this, is that I'll be live. You can either come by or you can tune in and you can ask them yourself.
They didn't want me, they wanted you, so.
I'm just saying.
They don't think you throw out there. Nah, I'm going to let you have that one. But these are things that you have said too. I'm just telling you to stand on it when you interview.
I'm just saying, if you have these concerns, because again,
you have the same concerns and you voiced them to me.
I'm just saying,
about to have an event there too, and you wanted to have workshops.
Look at that salt, but
you want to have workshops there? Yeah.
Goodness.
I wanted to give away jobs to the community, and they wanted $150 for me to do that. Stand there and say, "Come get this job." And you want me to pay $150 for that. So no, they probably wouldn't call me to come and interview them.
Well, Old Country Boy is gonna be there. I will be right there. I ain't got no salt.
I want you to be there.
I ain't got no hate. I'm be right there. Y'all be able to see me live.
I have the same thing you have about politicians.
Hey, but see, here's the difference.
People stand up what
But see, I tell them, I will tell them.
Yeah, well, they don't listen to me. They don't think I'm anybody. They think you're somebody, so you'll be able to, you was they. Look, I went to interview the man, and you end up being the MC at the show.
Hey.
But I You're my co-host. If it wasn't for you, if you weren't my co-host, I'd feel bad. But I'm very proud and happy that they do enjoy you and your personality. In all seriousness, I do. I do think that you need to bring things up that you don't have to bring up what I said. Bring up what you said. I think.
No, I mean, I think that that's what it's all about. Again, the platform is always about being able to present, but it's always about being able to.
Transparent.
This is about, yeah, to present everything that we are here to do. We all should be here to uplift, support one another, our communities. Bottom line, I don't care what y'all may think about me. It doesn't really matter. It doesn't really matter what y'all say. But no, what I'm saying that I'm saying this is because it doesn't matter what you may think, then you roll with the facts. Because there's not one single person that I don't support. There's not one single thing that I don't. If I see somebody that's out there doing something that's positive, whether I know you, I don't know you, if I see your stuff come across, I try to support. I try to encourage, because I tell everybody this one thing: if we don't support one another, then who will? Bottom line, I ain't got no hatred for me. I ain't got no jealousy for me. I don't care, because what I know for myself, and my commentary is this: what's for me is for me. And can't nobody stop it. Can't nobody block it. I am the only one. And what I have done is got out of my own way. So if that means that sometimes that I will go places to encourage, I will go places to uplift, I will go places to support, is because it's bigger than me. It's so much bigger than me. And I root for people to succeed. I root for people to make it. Bottom line, because I know personally the things that I've gone through, and my why is to be everything I wished I had. That's why I do the things I do. I wished I had the support. I wished I had the encouragement. So I give it to others. I don't care what you're doing. That is why I close with the same commentary each and every time: is follow your vision, follow your purpose. Because when you follow your vision and you follow your purpose, there's somebody else out there waiting for you to fulfill yours so they can fulfill theirs. Some people may say this and that about you, about your vision. Oh, you too this. Oh, you too that. Oh, you can't write. You think you can write a book? I just had a young lady on here diagnosed with one thing. It was ADHD. She just wrote one of the top selling novels right now out there writing. Don't let people discourage you from doing, and understand how important your vision is. Understand how important your purpose is, but most importantly, understand how important your story is.
Mm-hmm. Amen.
Your story is so important and so crucial, because there are people that are going through what you have gone through. I'm not talking about keep on going back to talking about when Bobby cheated on me, or when Annie messed over me. I'm talking about tell the story. Yeah, you can tell a part about what they did, but also tell a part about how God brought you over. Don't stop digging. Keep on digging in that thing, and that scar, what it was. Well, start telling people, let people see not just telling people, but allow people also to see the healing process. We often talk about what hurt us, but can we sometimes start talking about the healing process and let people see the healing process, that we ain't what we used to be? No. Not you, not me. I'm not where I want to be, but Lord knows I ain't what I used to be. And our lives should be a testament of that. Our journey should show that we ain't what we used to be. So don't worry about people telling you what you can't do. Don't worry about people telling you, oh, you can't write. Oh, you can't sing. Oh, you can't do this. You can't do that. Don't worry about them, because naysayers are just supposed to be that, naysayers. Let them do their job, and you do yours. And you say, well, Country Boy, what's my job? Work, walk in purpose, on purpose. That's your job.
Can I ask you a question?
Yes, ma'am.
Why does this not apply to people who work for their country? Why does this not apply? Why doesn't this all apply to someone who works for their country, believes in their country, believes in their community, and so they're running for office so that they can make the world a better place? Why does this not same thing go for those people?
Who said it didn't?
You do.
I call them crooks. That's my opinion of them. That don't mean that that's, again, what did I just say? Don't worry about the people who say this, that, and the other. What did I say?
Right, but you also talked about supporting. You also talked about supporting people who are trying to.
Okay, let me tell you. Let me ask you this.
Mm-hmm.
Let me ask you this. I've interviewed politicians. I got some politicians coming. If I didn't support other people, then they wouldn't be here.
If you didn't support what? Oh. Okay.
It ain't about the talk. Again.
Well, I don't know. You just seem like you kind of dog them out so much. I don't.
It ain't about the talk. Again, I say walk in it. When people say this, that, and the other, our purpose is not something we tell. We just show it. Walk in it. Supporting. I don't have to say, you're here. You're here to share yours. They're here to share theirs. They politicians. Again, the platform is not for me to say, it's for them to say who they are. I don't know you until I have a conversation with you. I don't know you until I can see the things that you are doing. Not what you're just saying, but what you're doing. I don't know you.
Mm-hmm.
No different than myself. That I can say a million things and not be walking a single one. That's why that's important, to walk in it. I don't knock anybody for what they're doing. If you are here supporting your country and you want to run for office, then run for it. Run for it. But stand on what you're saying. That's what I'm saying. Stand on it. Don't get here today and you run on this platform. Then all of a sudden, when you get there, none of that exists anymore. That's my problem. You say this and you have all these things that you're going to go and you're going to do this and you're going to do that. But anytime you look at what you voted for, it was nothing about what you said. One way or the other. I don't care if you're red, blue. I don't care what you are. Stand on it. That's why I don't vote for what best fits you. Listen to the people. See what they're saying. Look at their policies. Look what they've done. Do they fit?
Yes, but I hear you saying that. I think that is so true. But then when I say, hey, y'all watch the debate tomorrow and watch people, it's a negative vibe that we get. So I'm just asking if I say y'all watch tomorrow. You did this and twist your leg.
Because they're going to be, well, here's the thing. When you say watch the debate, here's what I got. Watch the debate to see how she chops him up.
I didn't say that, though. I said watch them both to see how they both act. I said that out my mouth so you can watch them both. Now, I did add my commentary.
Right, and that's the feeling is, I'm not one way or another. I'm not swaying. I'm saying because my personal is I want to see. We know. Here's the thing.
We actually saw what Donald Trump did, but it's okay.
Well, okay. Well, listen.
We saw everything he did.
I got that. And here's when we all seriousness is we talk about what Donald Trump did for the 4 years he was in. That don't mean I'm for him. That don't mean I'm against him. Okay, can we also look at what Ms. Harris has done for the 4 years she's been in? All I'm saying is what has she done? And I know then it's like, well, she didn't. What has she done? What has he done? What has she done as vice president? What did he do as president? What has she implemented as vice president? What did he implement? Well, let me tell you what. She was the closest thing to the man running the country. And it's right. And it's a right now. She is the closest. See, now it's like, oh, well, she doesn't have much to say. Well, then
Well,
if
no,
she
no.
doesn't,
I'm saying though, you said watch what they do. This
right?
man was already in this position, and we saw he brought out. And I'm not gonna say because you're gonna say that's not his fault, but we're gonna end it there. But I will say that our world was in turmoil with this man as president. He caused. He you will say that he didn't cause, but you literally saw him tell people to go and raid this place. Like you saw, like you saw, it was there, and that's why so many people are saying, "How didn't people see this? How did they hear
Well,
what the man
I get
said?"
that. I
And
get
then
that. But
yesterday,
his
he said something
lesson is
again yesterday. He said, "If I don't win, if I win, I'm gonna put everybody in jail that did not support me." Like really? And you think that you would have to think about it any other way? I mean, even if you went independent. If you don't want to do the lady, and I don't understand, but I go with that. But to vote for him would be I don't even know what to
and
think about the world. When I see some of the things
and
on when I see some of the things on social media, it breaks my heart to know that people are okay with us going back to the 1960s. He's
okay.
proved
Well,
to me that's what he wants to
Let me
do.
ask you. What do you? How far are we from when he was in office? How far have we come? What are some of the changes that have been
It's
implemented
gonna
over the
definitely
last?
take time, but for
Wait,
one,
wait,
you
no, no, no,
probably
no,
know.
no. Whoa. That right there
I'll
is
say
so
one
unfair.
thing.
That's
COVID was.
unfair
I
to
just
say
finished
it's
reading the
going
book
to
about.
take time. And here's why I say it's unfair. You said he did this in 4 years. What
Well,
has
no,
what
no,
has
we're way ahead of what he did. We got COVID to be over with. He didn't, and I just finished reading the book, so don't say I don't know this. I just read the whole book about what happened with COVID incident. So I know that he didn't. He thought COVID was not a thing. He thought it wasn't real. He didn't want people to get safety measures. Told people to swallow bleach. And this is who you think would be our president. To be our president, he should even be a choice. That he literally on the news to the people, go drink bleach to get rid of COVID. He said this. It's not something I thought. It's not something I read. It's something I heard come out of his mouth. Hell yeah, we further along. We don't have somebody in the White House telling people to go drink bleach. I mean, that's just
COVID?
one out of the millions of things that the man
COVID?
said. Like
COVID? Are
so
we?
disappointed in my people that I know. But let's get past that. I just was
Are
asking
we
you that
talking?
because you
Are we
said that
talking the
about
same? Are we talking about the same COVID that they were
we
passing
were
out
we were
shots
we were
for?
we were talking
That
about
people were.
we were talking about. I only was bringing up because one, in my opinion, it's just my opinion. What I hear, you put down politicians a lot, and there are some really good people, and I think that sometimes I've always believed, even with my kids, I trust you until you give me a reason not to. I don't not trust you and then make you prove to me to trust you. I believe in giving people an opportunity, just like jobs. People don't hire people on jobs because of backgrounds. That's saying I'm judging you before you get there. I want to give you an opportunity to do something. And then if you fuck up, excuse my French, if you mess up, then we can do something different. But I'm not gonna say to you, you this horrible person that's crooked and taking everybody's money. We don't have nothing to do with you, until you prove to me. I think everybody deserves a chance to prove themselves, not prove yourself first. I worked for a club owner one time that everybody walked out the door. They're stealing. Well, how do you know that? They just got there yesterday. Give them a chance. Let them have a chance to prove that they are good people. Let's start them out on a good note. Allow them to come in, do their job. Then we watch them. And then if they do something wrong, then we fire them, get rid of them. But I can't judge this person coming in there saying, hey, I need a job. And I'm giving you a job. So no, if someone comes to me and say, hey, I believe in my country. I'm out here working hard and I'm not even talking about the people in the White House, to be honest with you. Other politicians that come in that really want Liberty Bell. I don't see her as a crook. I see a young person who cares, who was trained up by someone who she believed in, and she wants to follow his footsteps to save her community. I don't think she's trying to do anything crooked. When she does something crooked or something close, well, I need to give it a side eye, then there. But I don't judge her before she even gets in office. It just would not be fair to me to make any judgments on anyone. And since I was a little bitty girl, I was told that we're not supposed to judge people until we're not we're not the judge and the jury. And so it concerns me sometimes when we're talking, and it's like right off the bat. And then when I say someone who has kind of an organization who has kind of shown us some things that aren't on the right track, and that may not be going for their community, we need to treat them the same way. We've both seen what this organization has done. So we do need to put them on the hot seat, just like we would put what you call a politician as crooked. Who some of the politicians that you say are crooked, I've seen them in the community giving out water. I've seen them picking up trees, cutting trees. But this organization, we ain't seen them do that. So we need to put them on the same pedestal. We need to make sure that we see them do
the same politician you've seen cutting a tree. Name it.
I saw several of them. I follow Chris Hollins. I follow Jelana Jones. I follow Jarvis Johnson. I saw several of them out there working hard with their sleeves rolled up. I've been out there with Christopher Hollins when he wasn't running. He was helping Beto. He was out there in the hot sun sweating just like the rest of us. And that's what I like to see. That's what I can judge off of. That's what I go by, because I see them out there doing the work. I've seen, and it could be one politician. It could be Jarvis Johnson. Biden's out there cutting trees. But that shows me that every single politician is out there, not out there for themselves. Jarvis Johnson also used to give a huge job fair for people who had felony backgrounds. And he only brought people in who would help those people. So if he was getting a kickback, I don't know, because I don't think about that. I think about what is he doing for the community. I don't know about the kickback, don't care. He is one of the only people out here in this community that's saying, hey, I know you made a mistake, but I'm gonna help you get another chance in the world to get out there and prove that you can come back into society as a productive citizen. So no, I'm not gonna ever think every single person that decides to publicly support their community and support their country, support their state, not gonna think they're all crooks. Are there some? Freaking lootly. But also, as I was trying to say, but you cut me off, and I'm gonna say it. You need to hold a fire to organizations, community organizations that have asking and requesting money. What are you giving back to the community? Just like you and I've had this conversation. What are you doing for the community to give back? Because in my thought, they are crook too. Because you only asked us to come out here and spend money at your place. What have you given back? Have you given a bottle of water? Y'all stand out there with did you stand out there with your water hose? To say, hey, we know y'all don't have no water, you don't have no lights. We got a whole facility with a stove, an oven, a microwave, refrigerator. We can bring some cots in here, lay on this floor. Here you go. That is what that community center should have been doing. Something to that effect. They on the news all day, every day, bragging about this, bragging about that. But what have you done for the community? And I'm done. I'm getting off my soapbox. I'm sorry.
I love it. She heated. She heated.
You got me all fired up. Don't get fired up like that. I don't get fired up like that.
I've been wanting to get this. Woo! Hey.
You make that, country boy. Woo, Lord. Not time.
Look here. Anyway, it's 10 o'clock. Look here, I got you here.
It is 10 o'clock. We had the conversation, though.
Glad you got it. I'm glad you didn't go to bed with that heartburn.
That's what I think I'm gonna talk about on Wednesday. I think Wednesday I'm gonna talk about these ones that didn't come on my show. I'm talking about that Wednesday.
Ooh. Well,
but anyway, y'all, just like Country Boy has said, as he always says, as we close out, if you have a vision, I don't know the rest.
Lord. After all this time, she still don't know the whole. My
If you
goodness.
have a vision, that's all I remember right now.
Bottom line, what she's trying to say is this is what I started off saying. Regardless of what each and every one of us, God has blessed. He has truly blessed each and every one of us with a vision and a purpose. No, no, no. Everyone is not going to agree with you. Everyone is not going to support you. But that does not mean by any shape or form that you should stop because those that you think don't support you, those that you think don't believe in you. The Bible says it plain. Write it down and make it plain. So when Harold sees it, he will take it and run with it. Take your vision. Follow your vision. Your vision, your purpose is so crucial. Understand this, as I said earlier, and I'll say it one more again, that there's somebody out there waiting for you to fulfill your vision, to fulfill your purpose so they can reach theirs. So don't you dare quit and don't you dare give in. And know this beyond a shadow of a doubt. Know this beyond a shadow of a doubt is that I sit here and I say that we support you. We support you and we believe in you. Not just by words, but we show it with our actions. That's why these platforms are open for people to come, for people to share. Is because we support you and what you're doing. Because God gave you the vision. He gave you the purpose. And who would we be not to believe in what God has given you? That's us telling God, no, you didn't pick the right one. God knew exactly what he was doing. And lastly but not least, when you woke up this morning and you open your eyes and you clean out your ears, hold on, before I do that, I'm about to close, but before I close, I know that I am not I'm not a Cortez. I'm nowhere near a Cortez. I can't even sit on the same plane with a Cortez. But Niecy, today is your birthday. I know that you will be here next week.
You didn't even tell me that.
So I'm so honored to have you coming. But today is your special day, and you told me. So I'm gonna try to do this for you in country fashion. This ain't Cortez fashion, this country fashion. Happy birthday to ya. Happy birthday to ya. Happy birthday to ya. Happy birthday to ya. Happy birthday. All right, that's it. That's the best impression I can do right there in country style. Happy birthday to you. Many blessings on many more. Now, the good Lord woke you up this morning and you cleaned out your ears and you tried to hear, but the words just didn't come clear. If you was out there today and you was strolling around, looking up and you was looking down, you was looking for the words that you wanted to hear, but they still didn't come to your wonderful ear. Well, here it is, 9:59 Houston time. On behalf of myself and the little diva, we say these words, is that we love you. We love you unconditionally. And there ain't nothing, absolutely positively nothing that you can do about it. Y'all have a blessed one. Thank you so very much.
Them people must be messing with us again because I tried to post, come out to register to vote at the bar located at 4212 Emancipation. YouTube sent back and said, YouTube rejected your comment. This usually means they think it's spam. Try changing it up a little bit.
Oh.
How dare they?
You should just put